Okay, okay. Hello, hello. So, look, I have to be responsible with my time. So, today's session, with Andrew V is gonna be while I'm lying down. Holy moly. Whew. So my back is, still having issues, which is fine. But I'm still able to do so. I did legs today, and what did I do? I did legs and I did shoulders. Quads I can't do at all. So I tried my quadriceps. It didn't work at all because it engages my lower back. I tried to do shoulders. I can't put a lot of weight on my shoulders because that also engages my lower back. So that was really not great. Hang on, let me move this mic here. Oh. And so, in the scheme of things, that's how it went, but I was still able to do 2 hours cardio. So what I do is it's funny, my bed is soft. And this is what I want to talk about. My bed is soft. After the night, my back will hurt a little bit more than when I lay on a flat ground. Like this right now is very hard. And I like the hardness. And if you think about it as a human being, like our bodies were designed to just be able to lay flat on ground. Maybe a bit, not rock solid, and maybe a little bit like this, a little bit like that. And then humans go out and engineer things that make them more comfortable. And then we make it more comfortable, and then suddenly you don't have a good lumbar support. And then you're like, oh, well, if you don't have that, you need a stretch. And if the stretching doesn't work, then you need a back brace, or then you need a physio. We create solutions for problems to make them easier, yet our body isn't designed for the easier solutions. So by providing a solution to one thing or making something easier, it brings out a whole new host of problems. And that new host of problems, now you need another business to solve that host of problems. And then we have a business that solves that problem, but because we've made that problem easier, it now goes even further away from the picture. And that's literally how our food society works. Our food society in general. There's so much noise, and if you're trying to get ahead and you're like, I need the next thing, and that's going to make it better, that's going to make it easier, and you do all that, you're actually getting further and further away from the real solution. And the real solution is just strip it all the way back to basics. Think about before we even had language, when we were we were like, we'd wake up, we'd be hungry, community was around us, we'd go out and we'd get food. Fruits, vegetables, were they always available in huge quantities? No, but our eyes were designed to seek out sort of colours, to be able to munch on some fruit, to give us some carbohydrates, for some energy to go hunt down some actual meals, like fish, meat. Fish more so, because if you have a look, our community's formed around water. So it's safe to say that we were mainly pescatarian. Pescatarian being like, we didn't eat a lot of meat, but fish was available all the time. But sometimes, maybe as a luxury, somebody was able to catch some red meat. And then we would feast on that as well. So, getting back to basics. Now, with that being said, I'm going to sound like an absolute hypocrite right now. I have ordered some supplements, which is going to make my life easier. So look, real talk. It's a temporary solution. Real talk, obviously, not to rehash this, but we miss the ex. She's always on my mind, and I'm worried for her, right? Cool. Worried for her. It's like it goes between a worry for her, then a worry that I will never, ever, ever have a connection like that ever again. And then the worry goes that the further I grow and the further she doesn't grow, that I can't even let her into my life again. I can't let somebody that hasn't done any growth back in, which wasn't working already. So anyway, goes in repeat. That's problematic. Something close in family, health, really bad. Like, really bad, horrific. Causes me to cry. Right? Number 2. Half my business is getting sued. Cool. An issue, not a huge issue, but it is stressful underneath the surface. Exercising, dieting, back problems, holding the space for people. There's other people in my life that are emotionally going through stuff, so I'm trying to support them. I'm trying to find my own voice. I'm obviously sticking to my 3 priorities. Basically, everything that could be going wrong or, is really tough is going on. Ooh, that's nice for my back. So sleep is really affected. Like 4 or 5 hours, it's just not great. So, and obviously mood really affected. I don't think there's been, in the last 2 weeks, a single day where I haven't cried. But the crying has been it doesn't just happen out of the blue. Like, a lot of the time it's when I'm reading the book, for example, around anxious attachment or around males and females and understanding where I went wrong, where I could have done better, hopes that she could have done better. And then I want to send her a message and say, hey, have a look. This will help us, but I know that she doesn't give a shit, So a lot of the things is like actual tactically healing. So I have gotten supplements and I'm like, I need to sleep and I need to do something that helps my mood as well. So I have got ashwagandha, I believe, for sleep, more so, I think, because magnesium isn't cutting it. And when I did the valerian, that made me so depressed the next day. It's just, it's just not good on mood. So the ashwagandha, and I think I've got vitamin B6, L-tryptophan, and 5-HTP for mood and also a bit of sleep. So the idea of it is to boost up natural production serotonin in the gut microbiome. So serotonin is the happy chemical, right? Dopamine is the motivation chemical. Serotonin is the happy chemical. The happy chemical is produced in the gut, okay? Good food means usually more serotonin. Processed food, bad serotonin, less happy. And then we chase more food, and that's how food addictions are, and that's 99.999% of population. We medicate with food to address an underlying lack of serotonin, and the lack of serotonin is based on shit food. Simple. Okay, so I've got that. That's coming tomorrow. So the aim, mood is kind of okay. Like I want to go through this pain because it is making me stronger and making me really address the stuff that I haven't addressed and I've escaped before. But if I can prop up my mood a little bit, then happy days. But majority of that mood actually helps with the sleep. So really all we want to do is we want to get a 7 to 8 hour sleep, because the 7 to 8 hour sleep will improve my mood massively. And I would like to feel happier and less stressed. So hypocritical because we don't need anything, but maybe there are magic herbs that help stuff, but that doesn't mean it was available for everybody. So everyone's trying to get the next best thing, the next thing. But before even going there, if you move every day and you don't eat anything processed and you lose any excess weight that you had, that's 99% of your health problems, and then you'll understand what your actual baseline is. So that's where I'm at. That's there, which is good. Feeling not bad, but I was at the gym today and somebody came up to speak to me. They were like, oh, you speak Russian? I heard we had a good conversation. As they left, I realized I haven't touched another human being for a long time. Well, I guess I've touched my ex when she came over again, and that was 3 weeks ago-ish. So I guess not that long, but I, I want hugs, man. You know, I want hugs. So I think I'm gonna try hug people and stuff. But I haven't been touched. I haven't been touched. We're not talking any sexual touches. We're talking like I just want a hug. Oh. So that's where we're at, fam, bestie. It's like 12 midday, 1 p.m. after the gym. That's like that section of the day done. Then the next section of the day is basically work. Then last hour is to sort of meditate, listen to a book, cry a bit more, and then sleep. And that's kind of what's there. I think what I've created though is I've created an inspiring context for myself. Like, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to search for like, I want to get motivated for why am I doing all this? Why? And obviously I want to change the world. I want to sing. It's going to be amazing. But at the moment that feels like, what am I just going to get on stage and I'm sad. I miss my best friend, you know? So at the moment that context, even though it is real and it's the underlying one, it's not driving me forward so much. Like it's driving me, but it's not making me feel alive. And what's making me feel alive at the moment is, I think, getting this rig dialed in, but more so money-wise is like I just want some worldwide freedom. I want to enter the new level of freedom because that level of freedom will just, at least it feels like for the moment, it will give me more options and not more options. It will make me feel less trapped. So I want to feel less trapped. So therefore I'm going to be less trapped. It's interesting that when I've created this sort of my priorities, I started looking at my business and I started seeing very clear ways to grow the business and scale the business. And I've had that business for like 3-4 years and I haven't seen that. But instantly when I changed my context and had a vision, suddenly my brain was like, okay, here's the answers. And that goes to say that your brain is a question answering machine. So you must ask your brain the correct questions because it's going to give you the answers. So I'm asking myself, like, why did my girlfriend leave me? And I can give all the answers. I'll be like, why am I upset? And it'll be like, it's the girlfriend. So it just reinforces the questions of whatever I answer. So if I go, how do I make $10 million? Well, then my brain will be like, well, we'll go find out. How do I live true to my spirit? Well, my brain will go find out. So a lot of the time, it's asking better questions of yourself. If you can ask the right questions, it then gives you answers. And then that's it, really. I really want my back to stop. Like, I really want my back pain to stop. Tomorrow, believe it or not, I'm doing back and biceps. I think everything's localized to my lower back. So it's going to be like I'm just going to be doing the top section only, like gently top section. Consider it like a deload week. As I say deload, it makes me want to throw up. Deload week is do less weight and just sort of gently. Anyways, that is where I'm at today. I like the floor. Oh yeah, so what I was saying with the floor, right? So I actually still remember my uncle, he had a futon. It was extremely hard, very hard futon. And I used to love sleeping on it at my grandma's house. It was so hard. And he often would sleep outside just on the timber. And my back and my body has never felt better than sleeping on very hard materials. So I'm going to put that in my, somewhere in the future, that the mattress that I use or where I'm going to sleep is going to be maybe something hard. Maybe I want to sleep on something hard. Like I have considered, I think 2 days ago, falling asleep here because I felt so good just laying on flat. So energy is sapped, mood is sapped, but I can still have all of that happen. All of it. I can have back problems, I can have all of it happen. And I can still choose to do what I'm committed to do. It's important. It's important. People think there's going to be a time that everything's going to go good. People are going to think it's going to be, there's going to be a time where it's going to be great. Do you know what? I look back at the last 2 years and I haven't addressed my health. I haven't addressed so much stuff, my business, etc. And it was so easy. There was no pain. I had heaps of time. I could do whatever I want. It was great. And I didn't. And now I've got the hardest time to do any of this. And I'm still doing it. So no longer will I take that for granted. Easy times will be, bad times will be. But what I'm building and what I think every human needs to build, not I think, I know, no matter the circumstance, no matter what comes up for you, life happens. Stay committed to what you're doing. Stay committed and just keep going. Stay committed. Everything will happen and you can acknowledge it. You can go, yep, that's cool. That's happening. Yep, this sucks. Yep, I'm hungry because I'm dieting. Yep, something's bad. Yep, I've broken up. Yep, my health's bad. Yep, my back. Like, keep going. Keep going. Like, make sure you're honoring your body and you're listening to it. Don't be like, oh, back pain, sweet. I'm going to still do back. Listen to your body. Listen. But if you're committed to something, continue. That's where real power and real success and real pride and real identity is built. You begin to relate to yourself, so you begin to believe in yourself as a person, that no matter what happens in the world, no matter what is thrown at you, you are still going to get done what you have told yourself you're going to get done. That's it. That's it. And that's what we're building here. That's what we're building here live. And I've had that skill for a long time, but I think this is a new level. And I like new levels. Child. We like new levels. So, raise your level, even if it's by 1%, even if it's by 2%. If I can do it, you can do it. Who am I? I'm nobody. Who are you? You're everybody. We're all everybody, or we're all nothing. Depends. What can you do today? The question to ask yourself, what could you do today that you'd be proud of? What could you do today that you'd be like, you know what? I wasn't gonna because life, but I did. Do that. 1% better every day. Cliche, but true. Anyway, peace.